Okay, a very, I can't say warm, but very pleasant afternoon to all our friends from the media. First of all, on behalf of Shillong Lajong Football Club, I would like to take this opportunity to thank you all for coming over for this press conference, which is essentially to basically announce a very, very important moment for the club and for Shillong Lajong, because it is a moment to announce the association of McDowell's No.1 as a sponsor and associate of Shillong Lajong Football Club. I would like to stress on the point that this is a huge and momentous moment for the club, because as you all can appreciate, it is a club like Lajong can only survive and continue to sustain its endeavors in the National League only if, number one, the people and the supporters of the club continue to support the club, and number two, if we continue to have sponsors who can come forward and fund the team and help us build a team as we go year after year. As you know, in the I-League of late, after Shillong Lajong's entry, which in 2009 marked the first time that a football club from the northeast of India qualified for the country's Premier League, it has definitely spurred and sparked other football clubs to also try and achieve the same sort of results. This led to initially Sikkim United having qualified for the I-League in the year 2012, and this year, as we all know, Shillong is proud to be a host city for the I-League for not only Lajong but Rangjit United Football Club as well. Now, in these times where football is gaining popularity in the country as a whole, more ever than ever before, and the sport therefore is gaining popularity, it is going to become increasingly difficult for clubs from this region to continue to partake and survive at the ever increasing level of competition of the I-League. As friends, you must have seen in the recent past, we've had a number of matches in Shillong, and you must be also following matches across the country. You can definitely see that compared to even 2009, perhaps the standard of football in the I-League has highly gone up compared to before, and I can safely say that this year's I-League will possibly be one of the most tightly fought I-Leagues or national leagues in the history of Indian football, because there is not much difference between most teams competing in the I-League at this particular juncture. Also, as I mentioned, as we go along, it is going to be a struggle for teams from the northeastern region to continue to survive and invest and support a team to perform at the national level, because we may have a lot of talent in this region, but at the same time the financial considerations are increasing year in and year out, and the northeastern region have not being as possibly economically vibrant as compared to some other parts of the country. It becomes increasingly more difficult for clubs from these areas to survive. At Lajong, we are happy to have broken the glass ceiling of being the first in history to have qualified for the I-League. As you all know, we also got relegated that year. We spent a season in the second division, we fought hard and we managed to qualify. And this is our third year in succession after re-qualification where we are participating in the I-League. And I can tell you that to qualify for the I-League is a very, very big challenge. But a bigger challenge is going to be to continuously sustain at the I-League. And that is something which is our biggest challenge, And in this crucial juncture, we are happy and we are proud that despite all limitations, all barriers, all difficulties, we are proud that McDowell's has come forward yet again to come and provide us with a helping hand in our fight for survival in this country's premier tournament. And at the same time, I'm also proud that Lajong is one of the unique clubs in Indian football that have managed and can boast of having a host of associations as far as the corporate world is concerned. We are also proud that McDowell's also happens to be a lead sponsor of the country's oldest club, which is McDowell's Mohan Bagan. A sister company of it, the Kingfisher, is also a lead sponsor of East Bengal, which is again one of the country's largest supported clubs, as well as one of the oldest. And besides that, of course, as you all know, ASL has been continuously supporting us for these so many years, including Adidas, who have been our merchandise as well as our kit sponsors. But let me tell you something, that if it wasn't for the support of these companies, Lajong would possibly not be at the level that it is here. And if there's any chance to see that Lajong survives in the future, it would largely have to depend on the support of its sponsors, which of course comes about only after fans and the supporters continue to support the club. So yes, it may sound like just another association, but let me tell you, it has a far deeper impact. And if we are to look at football and sustenance of football in the northeastern level, we must welcome these companies who have come forward to lend a hand to football in this northeastern region. And I thank McDowell's for this support. They were initially our sponsors for a couple of years, but for the last 2 years they have not unfortunately been able to continue their association. But we are really happy that this year they've come forward again to support us. And this gives us a lot of encouragement that we can move forward and try and build a team that will continue to represent the city, the state and the region as a whole in the country's Premier League. So with this, I once again thank McDowell's for coming forward for this sponsorship. And this is essentially what the announcement is. But as you all know, it is we are already somewhere around close to the halfway point of this year's I League, and I would obviously love to take any questions that members of the media may have with regard to the club or anything that you would like to talk about, because it's been a while since we've been able to interact together. And if there are any questions that you would like to answer, or would like us to answer, or any things that you'd like to discuss or talk about, I'd like to leave this field open to our friends from the media to kindly interact if you wish so. Thank you. Basically, McDowell's helps the club because they're a sponsor, which means that they provide us with financial support, just the same way all our sponsors do. And eventually, as you know, for a club to survive, obviously for a club basically there is expenditure, and that expenditure has to be met either through sponsorships, through donations, through various other means, as well as ticket sales and so on and so forth. So in that way, as McDonald's basically as a sponsor provides us with financial support.
What is the reason for the last 3 years being out?
Actually, I think we wouldn't. I don't think there's any particular reason as such, but all I can say is that we're happy that they're back. We're happy that they're back. Possibly it may have to do with our performances. Maybe it has to do with the fact that McDowell's has come back with a reinforced vision for the state of Meghalaya and the Northeast as a whole. But I think we can dwell on the fact that we're happy that they have come forward to sponsor us, which is a big prestige, a matter of not only help us in tiding over expenses, but is also a matter of prestige for the club to have a brand like McDowell's to come forward and support the club.
Fans might want to know what this tie-up means for the job, post this tie-up. How things can change, whether increase investments in the academy, what does it mean to the team?
See what it means. You see, one thing that we are actually continuously striving for in the last so many years is about building a sustainable model, so that this club can grow from year to year, slowly and steadily, and build an ecosystem which will make it self-sustainable. And that is the ultimate vision of this club. Obviously, at some stage, the club looks towards giving its supporters a larger role in the affairs of the club. But till we reach that level, what this means is that it kind of reinforces a confidence level that the industry is looking at Lajong seriously as a platform and a club that possibly has built some sort of reputation for actually companies to come and lend their brand to come and support and to be associated with. So this definitely means that see, for a club today, one is obviously winning matches in the ground to try and improve our standings in the current league and to try and finish as high as possible. But the fundamental objective for the club at this point of time is obviously, number one, to try and ensure that we improve every year, to try and improve year in and year out. So our fundamental objective this year is try and ensure, besides not getting relegated, which is obviously the bottom line for every club, to try and ensure that we have a better performance, a better standing in the league table compared to last year. And as far as this association is concerned, as I've mentioned, it helps us to continue to try and build for the future.
Happy with the team's performance around the standing?
I think we finished 7 matches so far, and when we've carefully analyzed the matches, the same matches that we played last year got us 4 points. The only matches that we won last year against the 7 teams that we've played so far was, I think we beat Prayag United at home in our home leg, and we got a point out of East Bengal in Shillong. But the other fixtures we got 0, so it was 4 points. Today the reverse is that in these 7 matches we've got 9. And 9 points after 7 games, and to be 6th in the I-League so far is a fair result. It's a fair result. Obviously, as a football club, we obviously go out to play and win each and every game. That is the theoretical objective. But we also have to be realistic. This is a tough league. There are not many differences between most teams. If you look at Churchill Brothers, who came in last Monday, don't look at the 3 points that they've got. The 3 points that they've got so far may be because of certain factors, maybe certain factors due to maybe the pre-season. It may have to do with injuries and so on and so forth. But the team that played last Monday was a team that can easily finish in the top half, or let's say the top 5 of the I-League. And in my opinion, my personal opinion is that we possibly face 3 teams that are going to finish in the top 5 of this year's I-League. And Churchill Brothers is one of them, East Bengal is another, and the third team is Pune FC. So considering that we faced these 3 teams and still finished 9th and 6th in the table, I would say we should be reasonably satisfied. And one more thing that we have to understand is that we have to be realistic about our aims and aspirations. We have to be realistic. I mean, yes, miracles can happen, but we also have to respect the quality of the opposition. And when I say the quality of the opposition, I mean the quality of all the other 12 I-League teams. They have all really substantially improved compared to last few seasons, and there is not one team in this I-League which I can say was weaker than the last year's. So that says a lot about the standard, as I mentioned. And for Lajong, we'll be happy if we get an opportunity to continue to represent Shillong, Meghalaya and the Northeast in the years to come, and that is most important for us, and we have to be realistic. And we got a point out of Churchill Brothers, and I think in this league every point is going to be a golden point. And by the end of the season, I don't think there are going to be too many points separating the top 10 or the top 12 in this league.
I'll give you the opportunity of Shillong Lajong. For the past few years, the team plays good one match, and another match seems to be out of sorts. How do you address this?
See, consistency is a challenge for every football club. Name me one team that's been thoroughly consistent in this I-League, and you could possibly come up with 2 or 3 out of the 13 so far. As far as Lajong is concerned, I won't say there's been any inconsistency, in the sense that you have to practically look at the results. If you look at our first match, we beat Dempo. If you look at our second match, we drew against Pune FC, which is a high-class team, top team. I mean, guys who went to that match and watched the level of football will understand that, okay, it finished 0-0, but they got their money's worth and their investment of time by watching quality football, which doesn't happen so often in Shillong. When you look at East Bengal, in football, sometimes things just go right. And those are one of those days where everything went right for East Bengal. Agreed, they're a very highly technical team, and but I don't think I'll read too much into the scoreline. I wouldn't, because in football you can sometimes win 6-0 and then lose 3-0 as well. So the fact of the matter is, yes, we lost to East Bengal. That can be termed as inconsistency, but actually I thought our performance against East Bengal was far better than our performance against Sporting, which we lost 1-0. We went out and we played United Sports after that. Look at the caliber of United Sports. You've got Randy Martins, you've got a whole lot of good Indian players, Eric Brown and Bello Razak, who's been in Indian football for the last 6-7 years. Fantastic team. They played a fantastic game, and we got a point out of it. So that's not inconsistent. Lajong is not yet Manchester United. Hopefully one day it will be Manchester United. But we did well. We went out and we got 3 points in Mumbai FC. We've never got 3 points against Mumbai FC away in 4 seasons in the I-League. So you cannot say that's inconsistency. We have hardly beaten Churchill Brothers at home. I can't even remember when we beat them last. Okay, we got a point out of them. Different matter that they were lucky to have scored in the last moment. We almost got 3. So it's not really, I won't say it's inconsistency, but yes, the team is definitely looking to try and improve. I think what we need to do is try and improve. I won't say we've been inconsistent, because our performances don't say we're inconsistent. Another thing is, if you look at the statistics, we've scored 9 goals in this I-League. There are not more than 3 teams that have scored more than 9 goals in the I-League. So I can't say we are inconsistent at this point of time, but I do hope that the club and the players will continue to improve as we go on game after game.
Some areas, how do you see it going from players tend to lose frustration very big time. In the last match against Kajul, it was a poor, but last minute they equalized. These are things which I've noticed. How do you just...
See, I think I've spoken to the coach on this issue, and one thing that we both agree upon is that a goal is a goal. Whether you score in the first minute or last minute, a goal is a goal. A free kick is a free kick. You know, it can happen. That's what football is. That's why football is so exciting, because for 90 minutes plus extra time, it's like full concentration. So it's irrespective whether you score in the 90th minute. What's the difference whether you concede in the 35th minute or the 90th minute? There's no difference. You don't, as a team, you don't want to concede in the last minute of the game. Neither do you want to concede in the 35th minute of the game. So yes, you know, but that's what it's all about. You know, we've also gone through situations where we've managed to score in the last moment to win or draw. You know, but I'm sure as a team we will obviously try to look at whatever weaknesses that there are and try and improve, you know, game after game. Sorry.
I don't think one better, I mean, away than themselves, away than home matches.
Yes.
Any specific reason? The reason behind it. Because it just be reason, that's not the truth. If you better know than the reason is totally different.
Coach, do you have any reason for that? You know, yeah, I know it's remarkable that we've gone away twice and got 6 points. I think that's the positive side. I think the biggest positive that we can take from these last 7 matches is that we are no longer a team that is like a tiger at home and a small mouse when we go away. Lajong is Lajong whether home or away. I think that is the biggest positive that we can take. You know, earlier teams used to think that they can come, they'll beat us easily when we go away. I think that has been dispelled. I think clubs are going to be a lot more cautious against Lajong when we go and play them in their backyard. Because beating Mumbai FC, beating Dempo, not an easy task at all. Yeah, having said that, possibly we hoped and wished that our performance at home could have been better, but the overall result is satisfactory. 9 points at this stage is satisfactory. You know, you can look at it the other way. We could have got 0 points against Dempo, we could have got 0 against Mumbai FC, and maybe we would have got to 6 points at home, and it will be the same old story. Luckily we've managed, but the league is a long league. It's only 7 matches. A lot can happen in the remainders. But one thing for sure that's good is that in 2 matches we've practically got as many points as we got in the entire season away. I don't know how many points we got away last year, but I remember the only match we won away was against East Bengal in the last match. Am I right? And beyond that we must have drawn 4 or 5 matches. I don't even know if we go through the statistics, which means that we don't even accumulate more than 8-9 points away last year. This year we've already accumulated 6. And of course at home, possibly with Rangaji qualifying, clubs are also getting used to playing in Shillong. So for example, Mohammedan Sporting that's coming here has already come and acquainted itself with Shillong. So that in a way is a disadvantage, but nonetheless I think the best part is that we shouldn't be so consistent at home and inconsistent away. You know, so strong at home and so weak away. We've shown that there's a balance now. Lajong is Lajong, home or away. And I'm sure as the season goes along, once those 12 matches at home are played away, we will have collected reasonable points.
Talking with the IMG tournament is being postponed to the next year.
Yeah.
And the players have been for the clubs to sign. The job will send a couple of players from IMG. Almost a few adult players.
The pilot players, as per the IPFCA decision, clubs are allowed to go ahead and sign players from Pylon Arrows. Now, as far as the IMGR players are concerned, IPFCA has taken a decision not to go ahead and sign those players. So as a club, we would like to not deviate from the ruling or the combined decision of the IPFCA and act in isolation. So therefore, unless the IPFCA decides or a majority of clubs decide to sign players, we shall not contemplate signing players. Having said that, even if tomorrow IPFCA decides to allow clubs to go and sign players from IMGR, we may not necessarily be in a financial position to sign those players even if we wanted to. That's the most important thing. And as far as the club is concerned, we're more concerned about how this team will do in this year's I-League, and we're more concerned about building a lot more youngsters and bringing in a lot more youngsters into the I-League from this season as well as the seasons that are going to come henceforth. That is really where our aims and objectives are. We want to start encouraging more of our youngsters to play in the I-League and really continue the concept of Lajong, which is building our own talent. And we hope that we can achieve this in the next couple of years. Definitely this year, if you go through the team list, once the list of 30 is completed, you might see that Lajong has the maximum number of junior players in the I-League. And already we have a quite substantial number of them playing. Last I-League match was significant in the sense that it's the first time that one of our homegrown boys, Redeem, got a chance to play. He played for approximately last 10 minutes or so of the match. So that's a significant moment for us, that Redeem, who's been with us for the last 3-4 years, has now slowly graduating into the I-League, and we need to see more such young boys come in. Any questions to the players? The players are here. How's Glenn doing? Glenn, you can answer that.
I'm fine, it's I think a grade 2 tie strain, so I'm taking it day by day, and hopefully by next week, we can see if we can play on the 6th.
Okay, once again I thank all of you all for coming for this press meeting.